today I am going through the schedule as it is today. Okay, there are some things that I do not have specific times on yet, and those mostly have to do with competition. And there are some things that are TBA, a little bit fluid, that we will announce later. So sometime after this weekend, maybe tomorrow night, I will send everybody a complete schedule of what all we're doing. But I know I sent it to the film crew and they like freaked out a little bit because it's very intimidating. Because on the schedule, I have everything that everybody may or may not be involved in, and that includes your excursions. So everything on the schedule will not apply to everybody in the room. Got it? So I am going day by day to tell you what is on the schedule. I'm not talking about your individual excursions. Okay, that'll come out. That will be on the master schedule. But you have to know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes in preparation for your arrival. We have Lori and Paula and Rosa who will be on the ground. They are arriving on Saturday before we get there. They will pick up credentials. They will figure out the public transportation system. They will figure out how long it takes to get from here to there. They will check out the venue. A boatload of work, and we've already been talking about all this. Then we have Guillermo, who will be our official tour guide. He's arriving the Friday before we arrive. He's going to be working with them to do the same thing. We will have a couple of local volunteers that Lori should be in contact with soon, that we will coordinate things because they are from Leipzig. And the film crew has hired Jan as part of the crew. He is from Leipzig. He lives across the street from one of the venues. He has been through several Turnfests, so he knows very well that they close off some streets and you can't drive on them. And you have to have parking passes here and there. So there's a whole bunch of people who are doing things on your behalf to get ready before you just get off the plane or the bus or whatever you get off of and show up. And I know we had a Zoom meeting last week. We have another Zoom meeting this week. So there's a lot that's going on, and we need to be very appreciative of these people who are doing things for us. Okay? Mm-hmm. Arrival day. Most of us are arriving on Monday, and some will be arriving on your own. I ask that those people who are not going to be arriving on the buses, let Dan know your approximate time of arrival and how you will get there. The reason for this is that Lori will pick up all of our credentials. You cannot get in anywhere without your credentials. It has to be hanging around your neck the whole time. That is also your ticket for public transportation. You can't ride public transportation without your credential. And so it's very important that you have it with you at all times and that you do not lose it. So we need to know when you are planning to arrive so that they can distribute the credentials. The plan is to have, I'll talk about housing in a minute, but the plan is to have people at the hotels. Lori will get on the bus with some explanation, but for those of you who are not coming on the bus, we need to make the plan of when to meet you and give you a credential. So that's something you need to let Dan know.
Is the plan to get the credentials in Frankfurt or in Leipzig?
The plan is to arrive in Leipzig and get the credentials where we have the crew waiting to meet us. There will be nobody meeting the planes in Leipzig. We're putting Dan on bus duty like in Minneapolis. No.
I'm not on the bus.
You're not on the plane, but you can get us off the plane. All right, we'll have somebody else on bus duty.
I'm not on that flight.
I forgot it. Okay. We'll figure that out. Okay? On Monday, when the bus arrives, the crew that's on the ground there will already have scouted out the area and be able to give everybody suggestions on where to go to dinner. because I think everybody's gonna wanna get out, eat, and go in your hotel and crash. And I think checking in the hotel is gonna be as seamless as is possible with a large group arriving at the same time. Tuesday, we have requested a meeting with the mayor of Leipzig, and that's in the works. I don't know what time that will be. I don't know where that will be, but on Tuesday, May the 13th at 9 o'clock in the morning, whoever can will go to the Cobb County Board of Commissioners meeting and get our proclamation for this group and this trip, and also a letter to deliver to the mayor of Leipzig. And we've done that before in Austria, so it's kind of a cool thing to do. Everybody is not required to go to the meeting with the mayor. On Tuesday at 12:30, we will have a general orientation in the hotel. And this is the request of Lori. Okay, we have a lot of bosses in our group, but Lori and crew are the big bosses. So she will meet with all of us as a group to let us know logistics. Anyone that we haven't been able to corral on Monday to give your credentials to, then we'll give your credentials out at the meeting on Tuesday. So no worries about that. And that meeting will be about 30 minutes long. Everybody needs to make sure that you're on time for everything that we do, because you need to know two things. One, we will leave you if you're not there, and two, we will perform without you if you're not there. And it has been done before. We have a 1:30 rehearsal, and we have two options for the rehearsal, and that, well, we have three options, and that will depend on weather, and it will depend on what the scouting group that's out there before. Marcus has found two places. One is in front of government buildings where the flash mob was, that I think I posted in the group chat, and the other one is at a park. If it's good weather, then we will perform, or we will rehearse out there. This is really important so that we have our act together, so when we walk in on Wednesday, we know what we're doing and where we're doing it. In reality, this will probably be our first performance, because I'm sure people will be watching us. So we will go from our orientation meeting all together to the 1:30 rehearsal. 3:30 to 5, we have a party and a performance at a senior home, which is in the vicinity of where the rehearsal. Everyone is not required to go to the senior home. And if y'all been around me and Chattooga for a while, we always believe in giving back to the community and to other people. And this is our way of doing this in Leipzig. They have about 130 people who are mobile and can get around. They have a big courtyard that we can perform in. If the weather's good, it'll be kind of like our Santa Goodwill tours. We have USA bracelets and fans to give out to all the people there. And we will just meet with them. Herzgold is going to do an 8 to 10 minute sing along with them with songs in German that they probably know. So that's what we'll do at the senior home. From there, we will go to the welcome party. The welcome party is at the International School, and that is being put on by the Turnfest people for everyone in the International Gala. And that will be our chance to see and meet all the other teams that we will be performing with. The welcome party is mandatory, and okay, there's going to be 80,000 people in Leipzig, which means that going out to eat may be somewhat of a challenge, which is why you will see on the schedule to take a sack lunch off the breakfast bar or bring snacks or whatever, and we'll just eat on the way. And anybody who wants to go out to eat, that is fine. If you can't deal with sitting on the ground and having a sandwich, it's no problem. But from past experience, it's more time efficient if we have the food there, and it's also cost efficient, because we usually try to eat one meal decent a day and then have breakfast and then another meal off the breakfast bar. Any questions about Tuesday? Good. Wednesday. We have rehearsal from 9:45 to 1 o'clock at the venue. It's at the arena. There's a big room where we can stage things. Lori will check all this out before we get there. Our time on the floor is from 12 to 1. All the other teams are getting 15 to 20 minutes. They're giving us an hour because we have so many people. Do y'all know Athena? She's our wheel person. So this weekend, hopefully, we will be able to practice the transition on Wheel 1 from the wheels leaving the floor and us coming onto the floor. There will be 7 wheels on the floor at the beginning. And we practiced when we were in Germany, and it was like so cool with all these people, wasn't it? Yeah, and the people that are performing with us are so great. So that will be one thing. We don't have time to teach you anything, okay? You have to be able, very professional, walk out there, stand where you're told, walk to your place, do the routine, and that's the end of the discussion. I shouldn't be having to tell anybody to do this on 5, okay, or whatever, that's the wrong dance. But we have to have everything organized before we get there. Because on Wednesday, we will add in the Malmo girls. There are 30 of them. That will be 15 on each side. We will add in the Lithuanian team, and this is the Special Olympics team and coaches, and there will be 11 of them. And Guillermo, they arrive at 9:50 that morning. Guillermo will go to the airport, pick them all up, bring them to the venue, bring them in for rehearsal, hopefully in time to get there at 12 o'clock, and then load them up and take them to the hotel. Okay, I think the Tonnestein people are arriving Wednesday morning by 11. So Lori is picking up credentials for everybody who's performing with us. And so she'll have the Tonnestein, and I've already communicated with Nadine and Lori about that. So that's our rehearsal from 12 to 1 on the floor. Don't think that you can be there at 9:47. That doesn't fly, okay? This is our time to acclimate ourselves to the venue, to know where we're gonna put our stuff, to know where we're gonna change clothes, to go through everything, hopefully space it upstairs, and you can watch some of the other teams, some of the other groups that are performing, because they are like totally amazing. Also on Wednesday, Shannon will compete trampoline, Brooklyn and Diego have wheel competitions, and we don't know what time any of that is. So if we have some people missing to go to those competitions during our 12 to run rehearsal, we are good with that because we all know we practice with invisible people all the time. Okay, around 3 o'clock we're having Maria and Dushka's wedding, and it may be moved later. Our people, Jan in Leipzig is finding us a place, maybe at a park, and he's gonna try to find something close to opening ceremony. So what we might do is do the wedding and then go straight to opening ceremonies. So that is a little bit to be determined. Opening ceremonies will not be like the Gymnastrada. We will not march in. Everybody will just be in the stands. We all want to sit together. We'll all have on our red shirts. And it's a stadium gala. It should be very good. So no march in. Now, things that I have to say. Politics have no place in gymnastics. However, we spent a week in Germany. Everybody was so nice and so wonderful. However, if you go by a newsstand, there are unflattering things about the United States in the newspapers and magazines. For that reason, we are asking everybody not to bring small flags like we usually do, not to bring a big flag like we usually do. I don't anticipate that anybody in the gymnastics world will get political with us, but we don't need to be USA in their face. Okay? Makes me sad, but we have to be safe. And Wolfgang and I talked, and we had to come up with a name for our team, and the thing that they proposed was USA and Friends. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to be the International Inclusion Team. for the multitude of reasons. However, when they list Chattooga and Cirque Experience, it will say USA. Malmo Licorna will say Sweden. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the people from Lithuania, but the country will be up there. Okay, any questions about Wednesday? Okay, Thursday, all day, plan to spend it in the arena. All day and all night. I do not have a time for the dress rehearsal, so I don't know what time you will have to report to the arena, but a lot of these times it will be best if we all just meet in a hotel and go together so that we all arrive at the same time. The babies will not be allowed to perform in the 8 o'clock performance. And apparently if you're under 7, they have to get government approval. So Jules and Thomas, we're getting approval for them to perform in the 8 o'clock performance, but the babies will not be allowed. So I don't anticipate any problem. And you know what, Jules and Thomas can go out on their tiptoes and pretend like they're 7. Okay, so we have a dress rehearsal, then we have a show at 4 o'clock, and we have a show at 8 o'clock. For the show at 4 o'clock and the show at 8 o'clock, we get to do another thing. We're in the pre-show. And that will be just the Chattooga people who practice here. We will teach the sign language to everybody in the audience as they're coming in. And so that will be in the pre-show. Lynn will teach. We'll all do the sign language in mass. I'll have to decide when we get there and actually see it if we're facing some to the sides or all front or whatever. I have ordered cool red t-shirts because that looks so good last time we were here when everybody was standing in the back with the black pants and the red shirt. So that will be a costume that we will wear for the pre-show. Questions about Thursday? They do provide lunch, they do provide dinner, so we don't have to eat off the breakfast bar. It's good to have snacks and water with us. Friday, we have an additional performance opportunity on Friday from 11:30 to 12, and this will be in the Children's and Youth Hall. That it's in a big convention center, and different things are going on, like the Gymnastrada, different performances and workshops in all different places. So from 11:30 to 12, we're doing a children and youth performance. Except for Alyssa's song, parents, adults get the performance off. You can act like parents and watch, because I want to use the rhythmic team, the kids, and the Special Olympians to actually do that performance from 11:30 to 12, since it is in the youth hall. And it's an 18 by 18 performance area, so we don't all fit anyway. Okay, from 1 to 2:30, there is a dragon boat tour. I'll let you know who's going on the dragon boat tour later. 3:15 to 4:45 is the academy. That is like a congress where they have workshops all weekend on different things. And so we are doing one, Gymnastics for All means for everybody. For those of you who are with us in Finland, it's the one that I did there, where the participants come in, they're divided into groups, we create disabilities. Some of them may have blindfolds, some may have earplugs, an arm tied down, some have to remain seated. Then I give them directives and music, and they have to come up with a performance routine. So I would like as many of you to help with that as we can, because we need all ages and all abilities within the groups. Plus, I think 2 things. One, it will be a chance to get to know coaches and gymnasts from other countries, because the other specification is that everybody has to speak their own language, their native language, because we all know sometimes people with autism don't understand when we speak how we speak. So that's the point we're making there. So as many people who can help with the academy, that would be great. There's some of you I definitely need, and I will be in touch. Questions about Friday? Saturday, we have permission to perform the unified group floor routine in the mainstream rhythmic competition. This is a huge deal, and it's our rhythmic team and the Special Olympians. They've been working on this routine all this week. They don't understand, and they've never seen something like this in Germany, and the fact that they're going to let us do it is a huge deal. So that's sometime in the morning. I don't know the rhythmic schedule yet. Sometime on Saturday, Lonnie, Kate, and Kayla will have your wheel competition. I also don't have the schedule for that yet. So we will see. 4 o'clock, we have the international performance. The international performances are from 3 to 5. They're putting us at the end, knowing that wheel competition should be finished by 3 on the initial schedule, but no guarantees till we get the final schedule and they get all the entries. So we will be performing at the end, basically 4:30 to 5, but everybody's gonna have to be there by at least 4 o'clock. The international performance, they're opening this to all the groups performing in the international gala. It will be in the Glass Hall, which is apparently the cool place in the convention center. The stage, the area that we have is about a floor mat. So we have done some jiggling around to some of the choreography, which we will learn in the course of the weekend. The rhythmic team knows this, because in this one, there's audience on all 4 sides. So we will perform to audience on 3 sides because that's easy, and whoever sits behind us just gets to look at butts, except when you turn around. Okay? After the international performance, that will finish at 5. We have to book it back to the hotel, and our dinner is at 6:30. So some people will leave from the hotel, and some will already be at the restaurant. The restaurant is the Auerbach's Keller. I don't know how you say it, but Guillermo has been doing research on things in Leipzig. And so when I talked to him the other day, he was telling me about this great restaurant that he had read about and all these reviews, and it was a place you had to go, and it was so historic. And he said the name of it is Auerbach's Keller. So apparently where we're going, and this Marcus arranged for us, where we're going is a must-see place to go and eat in Leipzig. Questions about Saturday?
What is the difference between the international performance and the international gala?
The international gala is in the arena with 4,500 people watching with lights, and it's like the FIG gala. It's a really big deal.
Okay.
And the international performance is like the regular performances at Gymnastrada.
Okay.
Just on the map.
Okay.
No lights, no
But we're doing the
production.
same routine in both of those? Or?
I'll go through that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Questions on Saturday? Okay, Sunday. In the morning, we have the Special Olympics rhythmic gymnastics competition. This is the first time Special Olympics has had competition at Turnfest. It's a big deal. We're not having anybody compete in artistic gymnastics. The Lithuanians and Annabelle will, but that conflicts a little bit on Wednesday morning and on Friday, so we're not doing that. The rhythmic competition, Peyton and Emma and Kayla and Joey and Rosie and Allie and Sophia, who else is there? They're judging. So that would be cool. And they've also given us permission to do our unified group routine at this competition. And that's in the morning, should be finished by noontime. So it's a big deal that they're having this competition, and it's a really big deal that we're allowed to do the unified routine. A special thing from 12:15 to 12:45, if you all saw, is the tandem friendship competition that Brooke's gonna compete in. This is a huge deal, and it was very, very, very difficult to get it passed by the German federations. It will be one gymnast from the European Championships, which are being held in conjunction with the Turnfest because whoever was supposed to host them failed. So they took it on at Turnfest. So it will be one gymnast from that, and it will be one gymnast from either Special Olympics or para-gymnastics. And the 3 gymnasts there's 3 teams. The 3 gymnasts that were selected are Brooke, Annabelle, and Estelle. Estelle will represent para-gymnastics, and Annabelle and Brooke will represent Special Olympics. It's a 30-minute competition. Everybody does one routine. It's like we do in Unified. They will add the European champion score to their partner score and get awards. So it's a really big deal. I don't know who can be able to make it. If I need to leave and go with Brooke over to the tandem competition, which is also in the glass hall, then I can do that because business is covered with all the people that are there already. Then from 3 to 6 is closing ceremonies. Again, there's no march-in. Closing ceremonies will be a stadium gala, so should be pretty exciting. You are not required to go. Okay, you can go. It should be really good. I hope that everybody understands that this is an event. It's not like we just pack up and drive to Alpharetta, compete in Georgia State, meet for rhythmic, and then go home. It's not like that. Okay, the whole thing is an event. Take advantage of what there is to offer and the people that you can meet. I don't take it for granted that our team gets to represent our country and that all of you are getting an opportunity that if you check with all your friends at home, how many other people have gotten the opportunity to do this? Not very many. And then after that, we are having a dinner with our friends from Norway. You do not have to go to the dinner, but I will, once we determine a place, then I'll let everybody know what the arrangements are. But this is Brenda and Caitlin, people that we've known forever. They've been here and we've been there and everything. So you don't have to go to that, but if you want to go, then we certainly want you to go and be included. Any questions about Sunday? Yes, ma'am.
From the ones who are competing in rhythmic, I would suggest to bring your equipment.
Absolutely.
And I was wondering if I am competing as well.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, and it will say on the paper who's competing and what you're doing. Okay? Let's get through one weekend at a time. We've got meets between now and then and events. Then Monday, bye. And we will get departure information, or you're on your own, or whatever. Okay? Yes.
Do we know what time we're checking out of the hotel officially? What time did you check out?
You will find that when we get there, and Lori and our group who is there pre our arrival will have all the details about check-in, check-out, public transportation, when your transportation is good, how long your transportation lasts.
Okay. And my other question is, would you have the chart of the updated schedule available at some point for us?
I told everybody at the beginning of the meeting, I will try to email it out after this, and then I will update it as we get more information. But it needed to be explained first, or you would be totally overwhelmed and have too many questions that I don't want to answer individually. Okay, yeah.
So when you say our credentials gets us on the public transportation, that means it pays,
It's free.
that's just a lot, okay. Yeah.
You don't have to buy a ticket, you
Okay.
don't have to have your hand stamped, you show your credentials.
Okay.
You show your credentials to get into the venue. People who don't have specific credentials for the International Gala don't get in that venue. Okay, without a ticket. I don't know how much it costs if you lose it. It's usually several $100s, and yeah. So do not lose it and do not forget it. Yeah.
You mentioned the breakfast hall.
The breakfast is just at the hotel.
Oh, it's at the hotel.
Yep.
Okay. Are there other times where there's meals provided, or is that the main? I
Just
know you
on
said the gala.
day we get lunch and dinner for the gala.
Okay.
Everything else is basically on your own.
Okay.
And it will say on the schedule when I suggest you take a sack, but you don't have to. Okay?
I did see on the website where you can buy the merch, they have like those kids like bowl and cup
Yeah.
set, and it's like be ready for breakfast or something.
Yeah, okay, a lot of the people for the International Gala are staying in the schools,
Oh, okay.
and that's basically what that, I think, is counting for. Yeah, they're real cute. If y'all haven't seen the Turnfest Instagram, they post a lot of good stuff. All right, questions about the schedule? Yes.
Like, Jim Estrada, do they do, exchange, do people do the exchange stuff toward the end?
I have asked about trading, and the way I understand it, it's not a huge trade fest as much as Gymnastrada, but people say they do trade. My suggestion is that y'all might want to go to Oriental Trading Company or somewhere and get pins to trade, because those are easy to take. But I don't think it's gonna be, like Gymnastrada and I've asked people who have been there, and I've asked the organizers. So, yeah, we may have